right. You know what time it is, boys and girls? It's Hearthstone time. Hope you guys are doing well. Man, oh man, I am super stoked. You're watching this video. Let me think. I'm trying to get a little bit more content in the tank because I'm going to be on a lot of travel here soon. So when you're watching this video, I've already opened, unboxed, played, probably beat, platinumed, whatever, Mario Kart World. But at the time of this recording, it's a Tuesday of the week prior. So we're just going to have to live through the hype together, okay? And we're going to be super excited. Where's my deck tracker? Why is my deck tracker not on? I demand a deck tracker. Who do I want to play as today? We got Beasts, Elementals, Murlocs, and Naga, and Undead. Oh, I saw the deck tracker come and go. That was, oh, it's back. All right, very good. Very good. Man. I'm not really loving any of these heroes for any of those. I guess Lich King for the Undead reroll, the old reborny. I guess so. Let's do Lich King. I don't know if we're going to force an Undead game today or not. We'll see where we go. I've been really digging mechs lately. Really digging mechs. I was kind of hoping for a mech game. That's okay. I think the last few videos that I did, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe I did, in fact, force pirates multiple times and disappointed myself every single time I did that. Pretty sure that was the case. We'll see what happens today. Obviously, Lich King with the Reborn is nice. It saves you from having to buy the prosthetic hand on 4 because you basically are going to have that built in, I guess, for one character. I don't know. Where's this guy at? Oh, okay. That's why. I was like, are we not playing today or what? I don't understand. We'll freeze for the bonehead. But so, yeah, I mean, there's not a, you know, it's good for like the early death rattle stuff, right? Where you're going to basically get a little bit more value in a death rattle. Long term, I mean, there's definitely heroes that do it better, and there's definitely cards that do it better. I feel like with this new patch, you really are almost forcing Undead, like, you're almost really forcing Undead down a very specific route with the Catacomb Crasher. Undead used to basically be, you get a bunch of them, you're killing off enemy minions, but you have so many undead that you're just basically firing and forgetting. But with the way the trinkets are in the game now, right? Oh, I forgot to reborn. Oh well. But the way that trinkets are now, you're kind of almost forcing undead to like super level. They can't really keep up anymore. I think that's a problem I have with them now. They're not able to, oh, look at that. How about that? They're not able to like fight back as well as they used to. And you're not really able to exchange undead for minions 1-for-1, especially when you have elementals that are, you know, peaking, you know, into like the 600-700 HP range, or when you start getting like some really crazy mechs like I was getting last night, you miss out on all that. So I feel like they've kind of forced undead down this road of basically hulking them up. And yes, while the additional death and attack is cool, you're really trying to upgrade them for that initial engagement. And that's where I go back to what I said, that I feel like Catacomb Crasher is like an almost must-have card if you're going to make Undead work. When Undead respawns and comes back, and let's say instead of a 1-1, let's say you got an early Anuba Rock. Let's just say your Undead respawn, let's just say 30 attack, right? That's really nothing compared to some of the minions you're going to be going up against. So it's kind of like, well, do I really want to, like, you know, am I okay with that? And the answer is not really, I don't think, right? I think there's something lost there. Now, Obviously, I think the going for a gold is probably the best thing right now. I don't really want to discover a tier. Well, I guess it would be a tier 3 discovery. Missing out on the upgrade though. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna upgrade. We're gonna buy a coin. And we're gonna freeze. I'd like a tier 4 discovery over a tier 3, specifically because. Well, I guess that doesn't really matter. I would say prosthetic can, but I guess I have reborn rights on here. I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm still okay with that. New Baracks on 3. I guess, honestly, I probably should have bought it for the tier 3 discovery just because I think a new Barak is better early value. Undead, I feel like tier 4. The Mawcaster's nice. But it's a friendly undead, so you gotta buy something and get rid of it. I don't know. But here's a perfect example of what I was talking about. I mean, look how many skeletons I'm pooping out. And I don't beat this guy because they're not that strong. It's like that initial hit has got to be so much better. Let's go ahead and scoop up a Staff of Enrichment. Let's go and throw that on the old skeleton here, make him a little stronger. We'll go ahead and get our discovery. We'll go ahead and get our 4 skeletons on the board. And we will discover a... There you go, Mawcaster. That's kind of what I said I wanted. So I got one now. That's great. We'll reborn rights there. Let's go ahead and buy a Risen Rider because he kind of sucks. Let's throw a coin at him. He kind of sucks. I'm not a huge fan of him. Let's go ahead and destroy and discover and get a much better minion. I mean, Mummifier is great to spread out even more reborns. An early Eternal Night is pretty nice though too. I think I'm gonna go Eternal Night. Okay, his battle cry was destroy a friendly undead to discover an undead. And yet, he's still here? Is it because I destroyed his taunt, but he gets to just be a non-taunted minion? I was not expecting that to happen. I'm sorry. I'm just sitting here struggling with what I just saw. Destroy a minion means they're destroyed. There's nothing to discuss, right? So why was he still there? That's got to be a bug. I don't know. Maybe nobody uses that card. Nobody cares. And I'm like the first person in the history of ever to figure it out. I don't know. I mean, he's still around. He just lost his look. He just lost his freaking. He just lost his reborn. He's just kind of a dude now. After you cast a Tavern spell, you're undead. Get 1 attack wherever they're on the game. Absolutely. Without a doubt. And we're going to celebrate by buying a Tavern spell. Let's go ahead and throw it on you. You're going to fight and die. These are not Tavern spells, which is sad. No goodness here. But we'll go ahead and buy this and just play it. Just to get the little extra buffage. And I got some bananas I could throw on a couple cards here. Just kind of spread them around a little bit. They're not going to do me any good holding on to them, honestly. So, okay, I like that. Yeah, I'm very, very confused by this. So a Mawcaster is then what? Just a free discovery? I mean, I was fully prepared to say goodbye to the Risen Rider and just to let him just fade into the nether. I was totally ready for that. I was like, all right, bro, thanks for the memories. Have a good life. And he's just hanging out. But he's like rebornless. It's kind of sad. Kind of like he's just, you know, like when you play him, he goes ready to rise. That's a lie. He's not ready to rise. There's nothing rising. You're just a rider now. Like you're not a risen rider. I don't know. I don't know what I'm missing. Weird. All right. They really want me to play against this guy who's AFK. And that's fine with me. Doink. All right. let's see who we get next. All right. Well, the amount of money I'm getting kind of makes sense to keep the pressure on. Trigger your leftmost death rattle. Phenomenal if I had a death rattle that mattered. Like that with a new Barak is amazing. I kind of actually want to buy that in preparation for a new Barak. I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then that way, at least, like when I get the old Anub, I'll be in like a better place. You know what I mean? Let's go ahead and put the taunt back on you. Let's buy. You know what? I'll throw a taunt on the. I'll throw a taunt on the Eternal Knight. I'm fine with that. Plus, it gives all my undead a little more value. I'm fine with that. And yeah, throw another minion or two out there to at least fill out the board. And I like that. I feel good about that. So if I used Butchering, for example, on a Risen Rider, right? Would he still be okay? I don't know. I'm so confused. I must know. I must know. All right. Well, we'll see what ends up happening here. We're still just jamming out, getting some good value on the undead. We're rolling. I mean, we lost a couple rounds. I think we got took a little damage. Actually, we're down towards the bottom, which I'm kind of surprised about. I don't feel like I was getting my ass kicked that bad, but maybe I was. It's good. It was a good hit. I mean, it didn't really give me a ton of value on the skeleton, but that's okay. But this should be a pretty solid win just based on... I say pretty solid. I won with 1 health. that's how my math works. Pretty solid. You just squeak by with 1 health. But yeah, it was a good solid one. For sure. We're going to just keep pumping out spells at this point based on my trinket because I feel like I need some value there. Okay, we're going to try this again. Does he die this time or does he live? Okay, that time he really did die. I was curious. I needed to know, and he came back. I know it should have been on a death rattle, but you got to understand that it's really hurting my head right now what just happened, and I need to understand it. So I have no regrets. And besides, I've gotten no new Baraks anyway, so what am I supposed to do? Have a banana, friend. Have a banana, friend. All right. Let's do this. All right, so this guy's going to pretty much die in 1 hit, but he's reborn again, which is nice. These guys, what I want to have happen, I want to get some runway with, let's see, he dies 1 hit, 2 hits, 1, 2, yeah, maybe 1 over. I want to get some runway so that like these 2 minions are dead. I want them to be on the board because I want the stats. But at least that way, there's a little bit of runway so that when the macaw hits and he does poop out some skeletons, I'll at least get a little bit of value in them. Because right now, what he's hitting and there'd be nowhere for them to go. Obviously, if I was on tier 5, which I probably should upgrade, we should go after what I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes about the importance of Catacomb Crasher. Realistically, that's what I should be going for. And then at least I'm getting value on those minions that don't fit on my board. So I think we will do that next turn. All right, so let's go ahead and start hitting on some of my other cards here. This is going to work out. Like, timing-wise, that's the best I could hope for. I mean, in terms of, like, a little bit of runway there. Very good. This should be a pretty solid win based on stats. See ya. I'll take it. Doink. I like it. Set at a 0.1% loss. I wonder how that could have magically happened. All right. Who is the tier 7 undead? It is the Stitch Scavenger. Destroy the minion to the left and then summon a copy of it. That's what I'd be fighting for in Pagel. Alternatively, I'd be going for a Moira, which would be nice if I had a new Barak. Or Avenge, which is just going to give your minions 4/4. Faceless Manipulators a free clone. Discover a battle cry and trigger a friendly battle cry. Which battle cry does it trigger, though? I think Pagel is the right choice, right? Honestly. And it still gives me money to upgrade. So let's do it. Cool. Choose a different minion in the tavern to get a copy of. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's go and say goodbye to the Maulcaster. Let's go and buy you. And I do this. There you go. We freeze. Because we can get a gold now. Does a gold... I'm curious. I don't know if I've ever had a gold... Let's go and buy the shield. I don't know if I've ever actually had a gold disguised grave robber now. Get 2 plain copies of it. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, the nice thing about Sea Witch is you farm cards forever. Like, if I want to just farm golds for the rest of my life, I could. There's really no reason to. But I could. Let's go ahead and throw a shield on you. I like that. Okay. And let's go ahead and reborn who? Reborn you. Whatever. I don't know if it matters. And have a banana friend. Yum. Alright. I like this. I like this. This build's coming together. Still no Nerubian Death Swarmer. Still no new Barak. Still disappointing. The nice thing is with the Eternal Knight, even though he doesn't come back as strong, he's still pretty decent. And hopefully this is good. My skeleton already fought and cycled through. There's another taunt there, so we're going to get our max value on the skeleton, which is great. He's going to take out some more dudes before he's done. I like that. But it's not going to be enough. Too many minions. Too many minions. How did he already get a freaking Merc guy? I didn't even see. He must have got the trinket for it or something. Alright. We'll go ahead and scoop up. We'll just get our free... Basically our free buy there. Yoink. And do I want to do a tier 6 discovery? Yeah, I think so. Well, let's look around for some cards. Maybe get some better cards. There we go. I like this a lot. We're going to say goodbye to the old Sea Witch. We're going to throw out the old Nerubian Death Swarmer. We're going to go ahead and battle cry you twice. Look at that. We're going to go and play the old Nerubian Death Swarmer. We're going to say goodbye to you. We're going to play the old Nerubian Death Swarmer again. We're going to increase some gold. I like this. I'm not playing any Murlocs with poison, so that card's not going to do me any good. There we go. I do like that a lot. We don't need 2 Death Swarmers. But a lot of economy this turn. A lot of good cards came out. Let's go ahead and sell you and get rid of you. Just get it out of my hand. Let's throw a tier 6 discovery. Get 4 random undead. Summon it from your hand from this combat only. And then obviously Eternal Summoner I think is more value there on the Death Rattle. So I think we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to freeze for that armor. Okay. Probably if I had a little more time, I probably would have done my Risen Rider just to move everything over a little more. I want to get as much value as I can out of a new Barak at this point. Max up those undead, and then obviously I want my... now that I'm going pretty hard in the paint on the old Eternal Knights, right? I want to get as much value as I can, and I don't want to have the Eternal Summoner poop out Eternal Knights too soon. But that's good. Yeah, the Macaw is good there because you get that extra death rattle. It helps. Let's go and pick up our Tavern spell here and scoop that up. Man. Destroy the minion to the left and then summon an exact copy of it. I mean, having 2 Eternal Knights right now wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's definitely a lot better than a kind of crappy Risen Rider, honestly. And then obviously destroying it is going to give you a 2/1, which is nice. Alternatively, if I wanted to continue the statage, I could get goofy, and I could basically copy and clone another new Barak. So Macaw would hit, trigger 1 Anu Barak, it would die, reborn. This would turn into a reborn Anu Barak. That would be 2 more. That'd be +5 for 1 turn on Undead. That's kind of hard to pass up. I'm not in jeopardy of lethal. Well, I could be. Has this guy been crushing everybody? He's got elementals, so he might stomp the crap out of me. I feel like if I'm going to make that move, it's got to be this turn. Right? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. It's not necessarily a clone. It's a destroyed death rattle. So he's just going to turn into a new Barak. So wait, if I put that down now on a new Barak, that's actually not going to work the way I want it to. Because when he dies, he's going to turn a new Barak. So the Macaw is going to hit the leftmost death rattle. Which is what? Summon an exact copy of him? Do I need to have 6 cards? Let's try. You know, I don't know. I don't know if I just screwed myself up or not. Let's try this. First thing that's going to happen is a new Barak's going to get eaten. Which should be a death rattle. Then he hits and poops out another new... I don't know. Let's see. I know I took Baba Gold. Who cares? Thank you. Thank you, I know. All right, let's see. I did not get value on that Anu Barak hit, but the death rattle did poop out an Anu Barak. So I still get an Anu Barak. Okay, I mean, that was totally not what I expected to happen, but it was kind of cool in a weird way, I guess. And I still won, despite all that stupidness. Okay. But I only got a +2. I think out of all that, I only got +2 to my death rattle. So I know it was like really worth it. Let's keep cycling out golds. Man. Just for the chance of getting a discovery, I think I need to scoop that up. There's our Catacomb Crasher. That's what I've been kind of looking for. And our Morose would be phenomenal too. So I think probably Macaw is going to go at this point. There's not a ton of value here. I could basically... yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. Let's go ahead and scoop up him for free. And him. And I think we pause on this tavern. We're going to say goodbye to you. We're going to buy the thing, get the spell, do the things. We're going to get you. We're going to sell you. All right. Now the question is, do I want to try to buff up my undead and get selfish one more time? Kind of. Yeah, I think I do. All right, so clearly the death rattle didn't trigger on the scavenger. Jeez. I think I'm going to dump the scavenger, honestly. I don't think it fits into what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I don't think the scavenger fits into what I want to do, because what I wanted to have happen was, unfortunately, the death rattle's not triggering the value that I'm getting for when he destroys something. I'm not getting that value on a death rattle. So that's the one kind of complaint I have about Undead in general, is that, oh my god, is that, good, buff yourself. Of course, you're the last card to go. That's stupid. That's the one kind of complaint I have about Undead, is when you run out of runway like that, like, your original cards don't come back the way you wanted them to. It's kind of annoying. But got another scavenger. Yeah, let's keep rolling. Let's look for some good cards, yo. Prosthetic hand is nothing to be upset about. I'll always take a discovery. There we go. Let's go and scoop up that gold Scarlet Skull. Let's throw a prosthetic hand on this guy. And who are we going to make go away for our gold card? Probably a new Barak, especially with a Catacomb Crasher here. There's not a lot of value. I mean, I like the idea, but he's just not... He's not going to produce as fast as everyone else. Oh, I do like these prosthetic hands, though. We're just going to play you and sell you, because we're not hailing Ner'zhul. Yeah, give a friendly undead 2/4. Like, that's really sad. No one cares about that. There you go. Yay, it's a spell. All right. Kind of want to buy that prosthetic hand and throw it on just more reborning stuff. I guess we bring him back. But whatever he eats is gone. And then he takes over. We're just going nuts with the... Everybody's getting the thing. I guess. I don't know. Sure. All right. As long as I get some value out of my Catacomb Crasher, I feel like it was worth it. And of course, my damn skeleton didn't kill, so it's not going to get value. How dare you? There, a little bit of value. Getting a lot of nesting going on here, but I know I'm going to run out of room soon where I'm not going to get my value on my stuff. And Morose is still just hanging out. Guess I got to get a taunt on that Morose to get some value. I mean, that's about the best undead you can play, but no taunts hurt it. RNGesus hurts it. But, I mean... I'm okay with that in like a weird way. Like, I'm fine with that. Obviously a little bit of buggage going on there with the with that tier 4 discovery. Like the Mawcaster was a little bit of a bug. But I feel like undead still, they're very luck dependent for sure on hit order, and obviously taunts do help that a little bit. They're very luck dependent on that, but I feel like they're just not keeping up with everyone. I mean, plus 26 to undead, it's pretty good. It's pretty good, but clearly not enough against beetles. The way that they spawn in, the order that, you know, they poop out multiple things, but you may lose out on something because there's not enough real estate. I feel like where undead could be better is, I like the reborn mechanic, but maybe limit them to one minion. Maybe they die and come back as just one minion. That's really strong. Kind of like what they're doing with Quillbore now, where you can summon a Quillbore that's of the same value. I don't know. That's kind of where my head is on like maybe how to fix undead. But I mean, guilty pleasure, undead was like my first favorite tribe ever, and I loved playing them and I enjoyed everything about them. So I'm always gonna like love them anyway, you know, like. Naga could die in a fire. Naga can absolutely die in a fire. I wouldn't be sad if Naga vanished and they never came back again. But I hope you come back again. Thanks for watching. Love y'all.